Hi, I'm Akita. Just flow with me for a little bit here. Just flow with me. Did you know that there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of coloring page styles that ChatGPT and Gemini, and maybe who knows any other kind of AI image generator, can actually make? Now, I did not realize this, so maybe you knew, but I had no clue. But bottom line being is this: I decided to go ahead and follow my own advice. Typically, what I tell people to do is when you have a new AI image generator or an AI tool of some sort, the first thing that you should probably do is to say, hey, what can you do? And let it tell you what it can do, right? That's baseline. And I had never done that with Gemini or with ChatGPT, which is, I use them a lot, but I also use Galaxi.ai, but Galaxi.ai's image generator, you can't go back and forth and have a conversation with it. So I just asked ChatGPT and Gemini, what kind of coloring book page styles can you do? Like what kind of styles? Because on Amazon KDP and on Etsy and maybe even in your own shop, there's lots of different niches, lots of different ways to, generate line art. Like what do we have here? Do you know that literally ChatGPT, that's where I am right now, just kept going and going and going. Like I think I stopped it at 300 something. I was just getting bored at a certain point. I was shocked but bored because I'm just like, dude, it's taking you too long. Gemini, same thing. I'm like, okay, what can you do? And it gives me all of these different styles. So what do? I say, hey, let me try some of these suckers out. So I use a very, very simple prompt. Create a 8.5 by 8.5 example page for, and then I put the style, and then I have a coloring page of a chubby bunny with a bow tie sitting in a teacup, surrounded by wildflowers, macaroons, a tiny teapot, and a lace doily on a round table, only black and white line art, coloring page format, no text. So all I did was, as I was trying this out, I just went ahead and I chose different, just different styles. So this one turned out really, really cute. I like ChatGPT, the new image 1.5 image generator is really, really cool. I like it a lot. And I prefer it in some cases more so than Gemini. Gemini is more it's great with detailed stuff, fantastic with detailed stuff. ChatGPT, not so much so, at least not yet. Whimsical storybook style, that's looking great. We have here the Scandinavian folk style, that's really cute, more details, embellishments, that sort of thing. Faceted line art, boom. All these different options. I did the same thing for Gemini. So ultra thick line art style, same exact prompt. It looks super, super cute. Scandinavian, I think I did like a steampunk goth. So I had these little gears and skulls and whatnot, and that popped up. Now, one thing I will tell you as a little tip is that if you're having the conversation, generating images within the same chat, to prevent yourself from having to start a whole new chat, what you can do is put important, ignore all previous elements and ignore all previous generations, start fresh with the prompt below, and then put your coloring page prompt. Because if you don't do that, it's going to bring in elements of your previously generated images. Like I had this one right here set as a wholesome Saturday morning cartoon style. And even though I put that, I still have like all these little skulls on the doily and the little gears and so forth. So I put in that little prompt about ignoring all the previous elements, and then I generated it again, and then it came out completely fine. Like no more, skulls and stuff. I did lose the teapots, but I could probably go ahead and get those back. But just as a note to yourself, like put in that little prompt. So I knew that I had a problem at this point because there was just too many daggone images, like too many different styles that I could use, which is why I went ahead and I just figured, okay, let me go ahead and make something to organize everything up. By the way, I call it the style drop, and you're going to find this in the link below, like in the description box or maybe in the first comment, one of the two. Anyway, I put about 425 and counting. I'm probably going to add some more styles that I just slap them in there, but they're all organized by different categories here. So bold and simple line art, holiday and seasonal. You can go ahead and do filters for this if you want. If you just want to do pop culture and novelty and like not do anything else, that's fine. You can do vintage and retro, that's completely fine. But everything is all like organized for you. If you want to go ahead and do the Victorian illustration style, over here a little side panel pops up for you, and it gives you 3 separate scenes at the time of this filming. I'm probably going to add about 2 more, but of different prompts. And so what you can do is you can copy the prompt, snatch it up, and then go ahead and take it into Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever. If you like certain ones, if you're clicking on certain ones and you're like visiting them and you're like, hey, I really like this, what's going to happen is over here, you're going to notice up at the top, everyone that you visited is going to pop up here underneath recently viewed. So if you want to go back to a particular style that you were liking, you were feeling it, feeling the groove, click on it, it's going to pop back up. No big deal. Underneath each category, there's like a little section that says who buys these, what are the best subjects to use for certain line art styles, because you don't want to be necessarily, unless there's a purpose behind it, mixing and matching. You want to have some kind of like general idea of what you want in some way, shape, or form. And over here, there's some real examples of what is possible, how you can just go ahead and swap out certain things with the prompt if you want to, and get certain outputs based off of whatever image generator that you're using. Now, I do like Gemini, I do like ChatGPT. My only biggest beef with Gemini is the fact that there's like this little quirky little watermark that goes on all of the not ChatGPT, but the actual Nano Banana images. That's taking forever to load, so I'm gonna leave that alone. And so they say it's against their terms of use to actually remove it, and I'm a bit of a rule follower, maybe you are too, whatever. So I like to, in these cases, like if I'm really loving the look of Nano Banana and I just want to go ahead and roll with that, or maybe I'm just like tired of just like waiting for ChatGPT because it's slow as dirt sometimes, I typically then go into Galaxi.ai. Now I can show you what one looks like here on the home page. I don't like to stay on it for too long. There's just way too much movement here. I feel like I'm overstimulated. But over here to the left, you have some options. You can go ahead and click on AI image generator. And then what'll happen is this will go ahead and restart. You can go ahead and put your image description in here. You can choose your model. Nano Banana 2, I'll just go ahead and roll with that. You can choose your aspect ratio, whatever that happens to be, your resolution, and the number of images that you want. So in this particular case, I'm just going to go back to, let's see here. I'm going to go back to browse all 425 styles. I am going to maybe, let's see here. I'll show you something else too. So if you really like something, just go ahead and hit the art. Like if you like the style, hit the little heart. And then up here where it says saved, you can click on that. And then what you can do is just export everything as a text box or as a text file. And so you can just kind of save this, put it in a Google Doc, whatever, and you have all the different scene prompts for the particular style. You just kind of play around with it, use it for inspiration, go from there. But I am going to go ahead and grab a nice little kawaii something. Oh, you know what? Cottagecore. Let's grab that. Forest fairy living in a mushroom house. Perfect. Let me copy the prompt. Love it. By the way, as a quick reminder, you can grab this down below. And if you're liking the learning, the teaching, feel free to go ahead and give me a like or subscribe. I'll take both. I'm not greedy, but I will take both. I'm going to paste that prompt in there. Let's go ahead and hit generate. It's going to take a minute, but you can also open up as many as like 4 or 5 tabs I think I've done to get all the images going all at once. That's fine too. But I can show you really quickly here some of the different images that I've made, and I do recommend that you go ahead and upscale these and do the 300 DPI thing, but this is really, really cute. Like, look at this. It's like a little picture box. The style was shadow box style. I said the wrong thing. A coloring page of a shadow box style forest scene with multiple depth layers. This could make a really cool coloring book page. It really could. Over here, this one looks pretty good too. Got the 3D aspect, a little nice little shading. It looks 3D-ish. I'm really digging it. And I just happened to find it. I think it was underneath, was it hybrid? Hybrid something. Hybrid. Let me reset up here. I'm just going to go ahead and reset all. Underneath hybrid imagination, hybrid style combinations. That might be where it actually was. Yeah, there we go. It's probably something like this. Or maybe not. Either way, it's in here. I can promise you that. Just go ahead and do like a little search, hybrid, and see what pops up. And go from there. Let me go from there. Oh, let me not have the actual filter on. If you have the filter on, it's going to like totally throw you. So be mindful of that as you do any kind of search. You can do a random style if you want to, see what pops up and kind of goes from there. But you have all of these different options. They are super, super cool. And like I was saying, I do appreciate the fact that in Galaxy AI, if I go ahead and I generate something, it's like a scribble type of line art style. There's so many different options, but like I don't want to have to deal with that little watermark. And so sometimes, like in this case, you don't really see it. Like it's not popping up here. It's harder to see. But when you can't get around it, I do enjoy using. Let me hit done. Galaxy AI. Now here's the cottage core one that I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. So really cute, very detailed. I mean, you can go with this. You can switch up the actual style and keep the same, inspiration for the actual items. I could make this ultra thick line art and go with that and see what happens. This is actually in chat. Oh, this is in ChatGPT. This did turn out really nice. ChatGPT can sometimes be a little bit spotty with the detailed coloring pages, but this turned out really, really nice. Okay, let me go over here. Actually, not over there. Let me just go scrolling down, hit generate 2 images. But that's basically it. This is just for myself. If I have a chance, I'll come back and show you guys. But you have all of these different image options. I have them all organized here that you can go ahead and dive into, grab them, get inspired by them, play around with it, and just make something really, really cool, right? So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just go in there and just get inspired and do something amazing with it. So I'm going to show you one more thing. The fairy house one is now popping up. I showed you the shadow box one. Here's the little fairy house one. It was a nano banana. This is looking cute. Remember 300 DPI. Remember, upscaling and everything else. But this is looking really, really cute. And honestly, if you wanted to go ahead and say a forest fairy with an afro, a forest fairy, if you're thinking some weird niece is a forest fairy, smoking vaping or doing a cigarette. I'm just thinking, like, I don't smoke, but I'm just saying something unusual that's out the norm sometimes can do quite well in different niches on Amazon KDP or in your own shop or even on Etsy. Just like look around, research, see what's there, and kind of go from there. Now, I think the last one that I want to show you is probably ready. And here we go. Okay, so this was the same one that was created in ChatGPT, the 1.5 image generator. I just changed the style to ultra thick line art. So we have here, this reminds me of a different sort of design that I cannot think of right now, a style, but it's the same thing, the bread, everything else. Let me go over here to the actual image, the library. Over to the left, image library. And then we have here, so once again, we have here the cottage core style. That was the prompt. Same exact images. I just changed the style to ultra thick line art, and look how we have the difference here. So you can play around with this, make something awesome. Like I say, I don't have to worry about any kind of watermarks from, Nano Banana 2 in Galaxy AI. They don't show up here for whatever reason. So I don't know. But that's something off my mind that I don't have to worry about. Lots of different images here, lots of different things you can actually do, create, maps. Oh my gosh, I did the map one, but please be mindful that you have to make sure that the maps, that if it's like factual stuff, please double check to make sure everything is accurate. AI is not always accurate. You have to double check. You have to still keep your actual human brain on and double check the AI. But lots of cool things you can make, lots of cool things you can do, and you have the style drop to help you out with that. So that is it for me as far as today is concerned. Once again, if you're liking the teaching, the learning, if you're picking up what I'm throwing down, please give me a like, subscribe, all the good things, and make sure you grab the style drop. I think it's going to revolutionize your life. All right, bye.